Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN here at 343 Industries. We're covering Halo the Master Chief Collection all month long as part of ign-first. And I'm here with original Halo 2 lead multiplayer designer Max Hoberman. Max, your company, Certain Affinity, is very heavily involved in the multiplayer portion of the Master Chief Collection. Specifically, you and your team are directly overseeing the 6 anniversary remake maps. You've taken an Xbox One engine and sort of approximated a Halo 2 feel, and obviously it looks modern as hell. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so yeah, we're working on these the 6 remade maps, and then the sandbox that goes along with those. The, the weapons and vehicles and forge and all the things that kind of go along with these 6 remade maps. So super excited. This is a really fun project. Obviously something I have a lot of long-time connections to.
Yeah. Now this is the king, obviously, right here. This is Lockout, the greatest, arguably the greatest Halo multiplayer map of them all.
You say arguably, but you told me last night that it was your favorite.
It is my favorite. It is not an arguable situation. I mean, it's Blood Gulch is a close second.
Yeah.
But this is it for me. And this is you personally designed this map. Is that accurate?
I was involved in the design. I think the majority of the design on this map was actually done by Chris Carney. He was my multiplayer environment art lead at the time.
Yes.
Although there's really just the 2 of us in the first half, if not more, of
you get half credit.
Halo 2 development. So yeah, I had some influence on the map, like things like adding these guys in over there. These triggers are really sensitive. Adding these guys in that goes around, allowing you up on the building.
Right.
And then this whole path over here that allows you, if I can make it.
Oh, Max.
It's been a little
Shameful.
while.
Well, actually, what is this? What is Y?
So choose weapon set here. You can see we have 3 weapon sets. That you can start with the SMG, Plasma, Magnum, and then it changes up your grenades also. That is really cool, because that's actually something I had planned for Halo 2 originally. It just didn't make it into the game, but I really wanted to do that. It's not, I wouldn't call it loadouts. It's more of these kind of balanced starting weapon sets, but they let you change it up a little bit. They let you have a little bit of agency.
All 3 of those choices were pretty even choices. There wasn't like, it wasn't a battle rifle start where everyone would always choose that one.
Yep, so yeah, I'm really excited to finally get that in there. I always wanted that, but it kind of keeps with the the way that Halo 2 works, which is this idea that everything's really very, very balanced at its core. It's got balanced asymmetry.
So before we get into some of the changes in this map, and I have a number of questions about, first of all, when you're sitting down and you're gonna remake 6 maps. Was this one, you had to do this, right? This was like #1 on the list, or you knew this had to be one of the 6, right?
Yeah, this map was such a classic. This is, by the way, my personal favorite. I really like the kind of, I call it the close quarters ninja type maps where, it's been a while, I'm out of practice, but I used to be awesome ninja on here. Throwing grenades, perfect aim, all this sort of thing, jumping, all these trick jumps. So we've tried to preserve all that, but we'll talk about that in a second. As far as the 6 maps, it was really difficult. It was really tough to choose the 6, but ultimately we had to choose the 6 maps that really kind of went together really well and kind of created this overall experience that we thought would be a compelling overall experience. We weren't choosing 6 maps in a vacuum. We really had to be mindful of the kind of the end game of what the experience is that we're trying to create. But yeah, this map is kind of the anchor of this whole thing. We knew we had to have this map right from the get-go. So, I mean, this map is already borderline perfection. I mean, it is beloved. What do you change, and how delicate are you when you're like, how you have to tread lightly with this map, right? Yeah, this map, there were so many subtleties on this map that had to be preserved, and it was no easy feat either. I was talking to the guys. I was actually talking to Steve Young about this, and he was pointing out to me. So let's see, what control scheme do I have here? So stuff like this. We go here, you could do this in the original, you could sit on top of this door frame, but when we put it in, and we had the original geometry we started with, you would actually go over here, and when somebody was doing this without any modifications, you'd see their foot poking through the floor right there. So we actually had to go and we had to add like an inch or 2 to this door frame just for this little subtle thing like that. But that's just one example of probably 100 on this map of these just really subtle things that we had to do, to preserve the original feel and those original subtleties, which, matter so much. That one was actually by design, though. So are all
the jumps and are there any really geometry changes that we would even notice? Or are they little tiny subtle things like that?
I'm so out of practice, this is sad. Yeah, so as far as the big, you mean like big changes?
Just, yeah, anything that's really tangible to the geometry.
Yeah, there are. And this is actually one, I don't think anyone's talked about this yet, but I'm going to tell you guys about it.
Tell me.
So, has anyone noticed this yet?
What?
No? Does that look new?
That's new to me, unless I missed it for years.
No, that is actually not on the original. This is something that the team added, and I don't think anyone's talked about this yet, so you guys got a potential exclusive here. So this is something that we really felt, let me head back up here for a second.
Yeah, please do it.
So we really felt that when you're stuck back here, people are locking down with sniper rifles, battle rifles, whatever. We really wanted to have an escape path right here.
Right.
When we had it wide open, it was too powerful a position, but we really wanted to add this back in there and have this escape path. So that's one example. I don't think anyone's talked about that, but yeah, there's some other examples too. So a big one here, we had to be really careful with changes, but we really felt this is the elbow, as we call it.
Yep.
Did
you widen this?
Observation platform, but yeah, that's been widened.
Oh
this
yeah,
used to be,
definitely way
I think
bigger.
that this used to be just a corner.
Yeah.
This is cool because now this serves as like in King of the Hill, as a King of the Hill area, and you have some cover here, and this is really important. So, if you're having a firefight over here, you actually have a little bit of cover you can duck behind over here. So that's a big deal. That's really important. Something we had to do very carefully, but undoubtedly in my mind, that's made things a hell of a lot better. And then the big one, the glass, the piece that's in the middle, so go find that thing right there. This sucker is actually destructible. Although it's really,
it's pretty firm.
Yeah, it's pretty firm. It's pretty tough. So that leads us to the other
Would a grenade
change,
take that out?
Which you have to hit that thing with a bunch of grenades. But see this guy right here? That big,
an old stalactite,
conveniently placed stalactite. There's 3 of them. There's another one right there. There's one right there. You can drop that thing. That'll damage people, and that's actually a really quick way to take the glass out. And then that opens up the map right here, creates this circulation. It'll actually come back in after a little bit, but for a little while you have this fun open area here. And you can always go back to classic versions of the map and you can disable that sucker. There's actually, I think, an alternate invincible piece of glass you can put there, but that's really fun. And then the stalactites themselves, if someone's locking down these areas, they're actually put, especially over here, very strategically.
Glass is back.
Yep, there you go. The glass is back. Those awesome Forerunners and their awesome technology. But if somebody's up there just dominating, you drop that sucker on them.
Make it rain.
Yep, that'll kill them, and come back after a little bit. So those are the big changes. Really, really carefully done, but I think they're working really well.
The one other thing I want to ask you about, because when we first unveiled this map at PAX, there was a little bit of, I won't call it controversy, but there was definitely some discussion online of, the sort of orange sun tint to the map, the sort of sunrise, or maybe sunset, I don't know which direction Lockout faces, but
versus the original blue.
The sort of the colored, the tint of the map, as the actual color palette was, why not go back to the original blue look to it?
Yeah, that was a tough call. I believe that decision was made in favor of play balance, really. You play a lot of team games on this map, and a lot of our testing was really showing a distinct advantage for the blue team.
Interesting. Okay, I can see that.
When we had that blue color tint. So this, this was really a decision made in favor of gameplay and play balance, first and foremost. So I think in the long run it'll be worth it. Although, I'm a little nostalgic for the blue.
Well, hail to the king, basically. This is the best ever, and I'm so glad it's being given the modern anniversary treatment. We're profiling, we're walking through all 6 of the anniversary maps with Max Hoberman here on IGN, so be sure to look for the walkthroughs of all 6 of them, and stay tuned all month long for all of our Halo the Master Chief Collection coverage. Thanks, Max.
Thank you.